Okay, the last thing that I want to show you how to do is how we can edit the title block. You've been currently using the title blocks that I've provided for you, but I think it's about time that you can create your own. So the best way to do this is to really start your own from scratch and then import them into the project. But let me show it you in both ways. We can do that by going to our drive, or the R rather, open family. I'm sorry, new family, and then in title blocks pick this title block that you'd like to start with as the style to begin with. So let's say we pick the title block C. If you have existing title blocks that you want to work with in AutoCAD, there's no reason for you to have to redraw them. You can go to Insert and you can import a CAD file. So I can go to our, let's go to the My S drive, and I've got several title blocks I think that I've saved in here over the course of time. And so let's do, I guess we'll do this one. I think I like this one the best out of the choices that we have. So I'm going to pick that one and bring it in. And that was just asking, because the only thing that was in there was stuff that was in model space, it asked just to import, because it's going to assume you want to import whatever's in paper space. But we actually I drew my title block in model space so I could insert it into other drawings. So I have it located there. So this comes in, and it sort of comes in as a block, but I can explode it and do a partial or full explode. And then that way I have a chance to be able to edit anything that I have in here. So that's one way to go about it. The other way to go about it, obviously, is you can just start drawing things. So you can create lines and draw a rectangle to begin with and build your title block that way, and draw all kinds of designs in there. Okay. In creating labels that you're going to put in for your title block, you go into the Create panel, hit Label, and just click on an area. And what I usually do is I'll just click a spot, put in the label that I want. I start off with title usually, so I want sheet name. And then I'll do it again and sheet scale. And do it again, and then I'll hit sheet number. And then I know I want to have drawn by, and let's see what else. Issue date, perhaps, project issue date, or sheet issue date. And let's see, what have I missed? Anything else that you want to bring in here, obviously you bring it in. Issue date, sheet name, sheet number. I think I got everything I wanted. And so I don't worry about where I'm placing it or the size or anything like that. So sheet name, I'd like to make sure that that is set to the correct size for a title. So already I have it set to Arial quarter. I want to change it to TXT. So, I mean not TXT, but STB. Stylus STB. Okay, and this is the scale, I believe, yes. And I don't want that to be as big as this one, so I'm going to hit Edit Type. I'm going to duplicate it and call that tag 1/8, or 1/8 of an inch. Stylus BT. I'm not going to worry about that. And then the text font is already set to Stylus BT, but I want to change the text size to 0.125. And you go through and you make those changes. So this one now should be set to the Stylus BT size. This should probably remain the same size as the title, but I want to set the alignment to middle and center. And this one too probably should be at middle and center. And then you start to arrange these things where you want them to appear on the sheet. So I want my sheet number here. I want drawn by maybe next to the title. That probably should be set to the smaller font. I want my scale underneath my sheet name perhaps, and then I want an issue date below the drawn by. And so you start to make arrangements for where these are, and you can draw in shapes and circles and lines and whatever to organize your title block, and then you've got a working title block. So really the limit here is your own imagination. Obviously keep in mind that the larger you make this area or this area, the less you can fit on your sheet, so don't go too crazy. But you can really do pretty much anything. And the fact that you can bring in things from AutoCAD and start with that and explode it, and once you've exploded it, you can erase lines, you can edit them, you can do whatever you need to in order to create your title block. Once you've created your title block, you're going to do a save as, and you're going to want to place that title block in a title blocks folder within your S drive. So go to S drive, you're going to go into the 220 folder, families, and go into annotation. Actually, I've got mine outside of annotation in title blocks, and name this, I'll just call this C size practice. So I've got a C-size practice, and then I can load it into the project and start with the next size by starting all over again, and importing the title block and resizing it so it matches the sheet size that you're working with. I recommend that you have a title block that you've designed for A through E size sheets that all have kind of matching logos and layout, and have that family of title blocks available for you within your template.